Having spoken about how to move and to copy an object, what we're going to do is talk about rotating objects now. So, just to prove the point, I'll start with this very simple rectangle here. And I'm going to want to rotate it through, let's say 90 degrees, for example, around that corner. So I'll go to my rotate tool and I'll select it. And in the same way as with my move and with my copy tool, I will right click to cease rotating, and then I'll specify a base point. Now that base point could be this corner down here, that one, it could be the midpoint here. I could even track up and along from those two midpoints and pick the center of the object if I wanted to. But to make it nice and obvious, I'll pick this corner here. And now I've got a choice. I can either specify a rotation angle by typing it in, so let's say 45. There we go. Undo that. Or, if we go back through the whole process again, I can just rotate it. Now I've got 45 degrees, or I should have 45 degrees on my angle snap, which possibly isn't turned on at the moment, so I shall turn that on. Polar is now turned on, so there you go. I can snap to 45 degree angle there, or 90, or there we go, 45, 135 off that way. So really, I've got a lot of options available to me as to how I use the rotate tool. So that's the theory just behind a simple rotation. Let's delete that. And let's look at rotating this computer here. It's obviously facing the wrong way. It's obviously all one element. So I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to go to my rotate tool. So the rotate tool is now already picking up that object. And I'm going to rotate from the midpoint of this line, and I'm going to pull out. Now something else that I found when using the rotate tool, if you pull your cursor away from the object as far as possible, it's going to mean you're going to get a much finer rotation. So there you go. I'm going to start with rotating it that way, and then I might even just left click there, and I'm going to take that midpoint and snap it onto there. Okay, so there you go. That's a simple rotate. One option I've also got is to actually make a copy while I'm rotating, and I can also rotate from a pivot point. So for example, if we start this whole process by just selecting that object and then having this as its pivot point, I can quite easily just left click, and I've created a movement there about the center of this coffee table circle. But as I've said, what I can also do is I can select this object, I can pick the center of that circle, and now you'll notice that I should specify a rotation, or, and you can see it here in my dynamic dialog, or right click. So if I right click, I can say copy, and what I can then do is pick another angle and left click, and I've actually made a rather cheeky little array copy there. Nice and simple, nice and easy, but yes, very, very easy to do. Very, very straightforward to do as well.